We are live and we're going to be ripping some hockey again. There we go. Same. Two within a couple weeks of each other. We went over a year, maybe even more than 2 years without breaking it. Heck, I wouldn't be surprised it was close to 3. So, nice little return of hockey now that we're starting to get at least some of the retail stuff in the store at the moment. I am looking to fill up the 6-box Pick Your Team baseball mixer. All right, so hockey is sold out. All right, it was just a 4-spot random division break, but we're here on Drip with the purpose of trying to sell some of these teams for the 6-box mixer, which I am intending on running tomorrow night, probably around the same time, maybe a little bit earlier. So, if you're on Drip, you can check it out on the Drip Shop. We got a box of 2021 Topps Chrome Sapphire, a box each of 2020 and 2021 Finest, 2021 Archives, and 2 boxes of 2022 Topps Tribute. So some fun stuff there. I would love to have that sell out by tomorrow evening. All right. So that's the goal here. Let's fill up some of these spots, and we can have a good break tomorrow. Don't let those hits be misses. All right. Let's get some big pulls and get them out there to all of you. Join in on the breaks. So, that being said, these are the teams that are left. All right. Now, for those of you watching on Facebook, I am going to copy and paste here. These are available in the Drip Shop right now. All right. We're going to have them on there from this point forward. Remaining teams. We got the Braves at 120. The Orioles are 70. Red Sox are 95. White Sox are 110. Nationals 100. Reds 60. Tigers 80. Royals 100. Angels 195. Dodgers 65. The Mets are 90. The A's are 75. The Padres are 90. The Cardinals are 75. The Rays are 195. And the Blue Jays are 95. All right. So again, looking to break that one tomorrow night. Time to be determined. Let's knock some of those teams out. And then also, I'm going to post in the chat here the divisions for hockey. So again, this is a 5-box break. 4 SP blasters, and then a 1-of-1 Leaf Signature Series hockey card. Let's see who is here. Don, Jim McGowan, Stanley Jackson, and Denny Angelo. And all right. So again, we're in roll call here. And we'll give them a few minutes. So top 5 bang for the buck teams still left in this baseball break. All right. When I say best bang for the buck, that doesn't necessarily mean the most upside. It means the teams that I think are most likely to end up on the winning side of things, right? So, we've got some shiny stuff in there, all right, and then we got the tribute, which is a high risk, high reward product. But if I had to pick 5 teams off this, I would probably say Mets, Angels, Nationals, Reds, and it's pretty close on a lot of these. Probably go with Orioles next. A nice Mountcastle auto last time we had a bunch of 2021 product in there. I know this one's a little bit smaller than some of the breaks that we had done in size, but obviously Tribute expected to pack a little bit of a punch there. So again, 6-box baseball mixer. We are looking to fill that up for tomorrow night. So right now we're doing a hockey break that's actually sold out. But the goal here is to fill up some of these teams. And, don't forget, if you have any requests for like personal breaks or anything like that, I mean, we got a pretty wide selection here. Camera let me only go so far because it's got a wire, but so we'd be more than happy to help you out. Just to give you an idea, Justin WWE Select, probably the hot thing that we just got into the shop. And what was the other thing? Can't even see it from here. Oh, the Star Trek inscriptions. It's kind of an oddball one. You don't see a Star Trek come out too often, but Rittenhouse puts out a decent product for them. And this one has at least, I think it's got multiple autographs. I forget whether it's 2 or 3, but one of them will have some sort of inscription on it. So that's kind of a cool thing there. All right, let's try this roll call again because there's only 4. Don Lieneman, Jim McGowan, Stanley Jackson, and Denny Angelo. Have you made it in here? So again, we are broadcasting through Drip. You can see us on Twitch, Instagram. If that's working, I don't know, something happened. I don't want to mess with the screen, but something made it go bigger. I can't get it to go smaller. You know what? Maybe zoom less. Nope. That's not working. don't know what happened. I was a little bit messed up on my end, but if I'm missing out on any comments, just let me know. But I can't see like the bottom line for some reason. I'm in like full screen mode now. So has anybody in the hockey break made it in here? It would be kind of weird to break it with none of the actual participants here. So I'm going to stall for a few minutes and tell you about some of the other breaks that we have up right now. These breaks are currently up on Facebook, but if need be, we can add them into the drip. All right. We have a baseball break. Not just this 6-box mixer, but we have another 6-box mixer. This has 4 Bowman blasters, but they're not 2022. They're 2020. 4 2020 Bowman blasters. All right, so now we're talking like, I mean, is $24.95 for a random team or 3 teams for $69? You get 1 chrome of like, Bobby Witt Jr., Anthony Volpe. You're sitting in good shape already. You know, whoever gets the Yankees could get Dominguez too. And Dominguez, that's a 1-2 punch. A bunch of other solid players in that checklist too. Passan for the A's. In addition to those 4 blasters, we have a Leaf Trinity box. Been pulling some amazing looking patches out of that. Very well put together product. And we have a Leaf Metal Draft Jumbo box. So the Jumbos have 10 autographs instead of 6, and one of them is a 1-of-1 proof. So a 1-of-1 guaranteed to come out of that break. Again, that's $24.95 for a random team or 3 teams for $69. All right, a lot of random stuff that I put up. We have a 4-box random division football mixer that is 3 divisions sold. All right, I'll probably randomize at 6. So I need 3 more. $49.95 for a random division. It's a TriStar Hidden Treasures jersey. All right, the latest series, the blue that just came out. 2022 Ultimate Draft Football. And then blasters of 2021 Chronicles and Chronicles Draft. Just to make sure everybody gets something, right? So again, $49.95 for a random division. You got the 5 autos in the Ultimate Draft and the jersey as your hits. We also have a basketball break. So we got all 4 of the major sports covered. All right. I actually have this one sitting over here. So we got a jumbo box of the Leaf Metal basketball. Same thing. There's a 1-of-1 slab proof. 2 Prism blasters. A Fanatics exclusive mega box of Don Russ. And a TriStar 2022 autograph basketball. And that one is $23.95 or 3 for $65. So yeah, that's what we got up there right now. So Jim's here. I see Stan's here. and you just grab the Red Sox. So let's start this hockey break. Let's do this. All right. Again, we're looking to move some more of this baseball 6-box pick your team mixer out of the way. But good luck, guys, and let's rip you a new one here. All right. So again, SP hockey. So we did a little of the Upper Deck Series 2 the other day. Now these are going to look fancy compared to that. And there are hits possible with the SP here. So again, the leaf box at the end, that one could be a little quirky. But just like with the last break, we figured it out pretty easily. We had a multi-signature card where all three players did have a commonality. So we worked that out. And if anything needs to be randomized, it will be done so. Cards, Angels, and Rays. All right. So I'm having some technical difficulties on my end seeing things. So if you're able to jump onto Drip and grab them from there, that'd be awesome. Otherwise, I can talk to you after the break and confirm that nobody grabbed them. So unfortunately, something happened and my screen expanded and I can't see everything the way it's supposed to. And again, if you're on Drip and I miss a comment, it's because the last line or two is kind of cut off. So I am not able to scroll down all the way. All right, let's see what we got here. So we got Martin Jones, Peyton Krebs. So these are the SP Rookie Authentics. All right, I know the Young Guns are the hot thing in the base Upper Deck. So these are your rookies for here. And Krebs, a Golden Knight. Also got an Authentic Profiles 207 out of 799. Dylan Larkin for the Red Wings. Gabe Velarde. So we'll give all these rookies a little 1 cent love. Pekka Rinne. Anthony Mantha. And Brock Bozer. So this one is not numbered. John Tavares, the longtime Islander. Pius Suter. Rookie there for the Blackhawks. Keandre Miller. Rangers. Sidney Crosby. I guess he gets 1 cent love, right? I mean, you have to protect Sidney Crosby. He breaks so easily. Alexander Barkov. So my pug's favorite player. I don't know why. Panthers. And I'm guessing this is Johnny Hackenpah. Johnny Hackenpah. for the Ducks. And here's another Sidney Crosby. That looks like it's a blue parallel. It's quiet tonight, man. Anybody's got any hot topics on their mind? Ian Mitchell, Blackhawks. And that's the first blaster. Again, no guarantees on the blaster, but it is possible that there are game-used relics or autographs. I know unless you're buying like the premium hobby stuff, it is somewhat difficult to obtain in hockey compared to other sports, but they are out there. Even AEW, it's tough to pull hits. Yeah, got a low-numbered card. At least compared to $7.99, it's low-numbered. So again, if you look in the drip shop here, we got teams up for a 6-box pick your team baseball mixer that we are looking to run tomorrow evening. Probably we'll probably start a little bit earlier than tonight if possible, but then again, the store's open till 8, so maybe it's not going to be possible. Maybe we'll start around 10. 9 or 10, and somewhere in there is my goal. Yeah, it's Friday. I figured, we're heading into the home stretch for summer. Let's see what happens if we stay open a little bit later than usual. Usually we close at 6. And hopefully we'll have a busy day tomorrow. Oh, that's a nice card. All right, second blaster. Let's see what we got. Dominic Kubalik. And Nicolas Baudin for the Blackhawks. What else we got here? Connor McDavid. Authentic profiles. And Ryan Suter. He's got the blue foil. Evgeny Malkin. Blue foil too. Carter Hart. Timothy Liljegren. Connor McMichael. Capitals. Anze Kopitar. Nico Hischier. I think he was a rookie when we were really last doing breaks. We saw him in a lot of, what was that, the In the Game or the product? Leaf had like a minor league hockey product. And then Upper Deck got the license for it. Jack Hughes. What was it, the AHL? Victor Soderstrom for Phoenix. Yeah. Excuse me. Vitaly Kravtsov. Rangers. And And Sasha Chmielewski, Sharks. Number 21 out of 99, Miro Heiskanen. Not as cool as Miro in AEW, but two down, two to go, and then we'll see what the one of one is out of the Signature Series box. So again, SP Hockey Blasters. We have them available if anybody wants me to load some in the drip shop for $29.95 shipped. All right, $29.95 shipped for the SP Hockey Blasters. All right. Still no hits yet, but that wasn't a given. Numbered rookie. All right. Pierre Olivier Joseph, Penguins. And numbered 895 out of 999, Ali Juolevi. So, Senators. No way. No, he's not a Senator. He's a Canuck. I'm sorry. I misread something on the back. Canucks. I was like, that don't look right. Ryan Getzlaf. And Aleski Heponiemi. And looks like he is Panthers. Oh, there's Crosby again. Matisse Kivlenieks. So, Blue Jackets. Artemi Panarin. That's Sebastian. He's a real a-ho. Anders Lee. Ryan Zingle. Austin Matthews, Maple Leafs. Ovechkin. We'll give him a little 1 cent love too, right? Let's drop a bunch of sleeves on the ground. David Perron. There's Kravtsov again. Victor Soderstrom. So we're getting a few repeats on these rookies. Yes. Got a couple blue here. Hellebuck and Nathan McKinnon, blue parallels. And Nico Hischier profiles again. Cal Foote. Tyler Seguin's a blue. All right, final blaster. So again, trying to fill up this baseball break on Drip. Check out the Drip Shop. All right. Final blaster. All about that base. And we got Yanni Hakanpää again. Johnny Hakanpää. Ian Mitchell. This one is numbered 381 out of 1299. And Connor McDavid, I think we'll give him a little 1 cent on. And there's Ian Mitchell on a regular rookie card. Got the blue parallel for Colton Parayako. Austin Matthews. Jordan Stahl. And another Peyton Krebs rookie. Gabe Velarde for the Kings. And Josh Bailey, Islanders. Jason Robertson for the Stars. And numbered 499 out of 799. Another Ian Mitchell for the Blackhawks. Jack Eichel. I guess he's all right. Austin Matthews again. Jake Ottinger for Dallas. Malkin. Barzal. Barkov. Matthew Tkachuk. Keandre Miller again. Matt Murray. Braden Shen. Nick Suzuki. And last but certainly not least, our 1/1 Leaf Signature Series card. Well, it is a redemption. So let's see who is eligible for this card. And I can't remember. All right. So started out as a rookie in 1977-78 season. And yeah, he would go on to play his entire career with the same team. Inducted into the Hockey Hall of Fame in 1991. He was the 15th overall pick in 1977. And this will be, he also played his entire career for the New York Islanders. So this is a 1/1 card that'll need to be redeemed of Mike Bossy. All right. And Hall of Fame winger. Played 11 seasons for the Islanders. And actually, he passed away this past April. So I'm going to assume they were fulfilled, but I don't know. So there might be a further info from Leaf, but this was this product came out a while ago. Let me see. If any of them are on the eBay. It does look like they were fulfilled before he passed. The black and yellow, as you can see, was live, so that's probably not going to be an issue. I don't like issues. Especially when last time we had an issue, they gave us a jersey of Le'Veon Bell. So, hey, Christopher, how's it going? That wouldn't happen here, of course, but still. So, Mike Bossy, the big hit, plenty of rookies and inserts and parallels and SP. And we are on drip, and we're trying to sell teams for the 6-box Pick Your Team football mixer. So looks like we're at 18 teams now. So Red Sox got purchased, and Chad claimed Cards, Angels, and Rays. So anybody got anything for me tonight? Does anybody want to see any personal boxes? Do you have questions about the other smaller breaks that we're trying to push for this weekend? All right, we should be able to get football, baseball. All right, they shouldn't be any kind of a problem. I'm hoping we can get a couple random teams for this baseball. Once we're over 15, we'll get it randomized if we're not getting any takers. All right. So, yes, that is correct. So I got mixed feelings on that, Christopher. And I guess I can go in a little detail into this. So rumors were circling around last week. I think they've since been confirmed that multiple distributors are getting cut. GTS is the distributor I use. So it's kind of mixed feelings because, I mean, they've been cutting me since 2018. So I don't feel bad for them. I feel bad for me because that's where I get my Topps Hobby stuff from. They don't give me any Panini products. So that's going to make things a little bit difficult for me. Unless, so we've since day one of Fanatics acquiring those licenses, wrecking the Topps back, catching Panini off guard because they thought, there were so many years out still, it wasn't really time to negotiate yet. The hobby ramifications of this are both good and maybe not so good, right? If you think that it's going to bring prices down, you're wrong. Cutting out the middle guy, right? You'd say, oh, so it's just going to be cheaper. No. So I'm going to give you an example here, all right? Diamond Icons, I usually get $1 a year. I usually, what is the price on that wholesale? Like $1,500. Topps put them on their website for $3,000. All right, you couldn't even last year's. Like, I think I sold my box for $2,200. All right, they're not a $3,000 product initially, and I don't think they made any magic improvements to them to make them worth more. They're already a big risk as it is. To me, it's like a break product. It's risky to buy it yourself, like major risk. In a break, you distribute the damage out, and 1, 2, 3 people, probably maybe 4, hopefully, benefit. They did not offer them the GTS. Actually, they only offered them to certain Topps Direct customers, and then they put them online. But, the hobby has its cycle that it runs on, and B2B is going to be important for Fanatics because it's not like this, sells out immediately. There's a lot of secondary market activity on this. So they got to, if they want to clear themselves out, they are going to have to do B2B. And I'm hoping that stores like myself, where we have taken distribution in, do get the opportunity to go direct. All right. And I'm a little less nervous about it than I was when I first heard the rumors. The next day after the rumors started, there was a post made by Topps on Twitter. I'm sure other social media outlets got it too. This post talked about a survey for those on the business end of things. A survey. I took the survey, and it almost felt like it was a feeling out process of what to do next. And to my surprise, 2 days later, I got a second survey direct from Fanatics. And it almost seemed like a pre-application. So fingers crossed. That's kind of leading to something where if GTS isn't able to provide me Topps products, I'll still be able to get them otherwise. So, I'll be able to get them otherwise. It's just a matter of, am I going to be able to continue to price competitively? And still be able to pay my bills. I could always price competitively, but if I make nothing on it, then that's going to also hurt me. So, but I'm trying to be optimistic about that. And, if the allocations are greater and the margins are narrower, I think I'd be okay with. A lot of people don't realize the back end of things. So when we first started doing this 8 years ago, our margins were like 15, 20, maybe if we were lucky, 28%. And you had to move it quick because 2 weeks later, the things would go on clearance. Maybe not 2 weeks later clearance, but you know what I mean. It felt like 2 weeks later. You had to move it fast. So I leave GTS. They still got, Leaf, Onyx, Upper Deck, Panini until that runs dry. And again, I speculated this, if I had to guess what would be a wise decision, I said if Topps or Panini were going to sell, it would be Topps first because they just got totally devalued, when Fanatics announced that they picked up the baseball license. Right? So Topps needed to sell first. And that's what happened. Panini can hold on for a little while. But here's something that makes things a little tricky for how long they can hold on. They can't sell the product once the license is out. And I've had the theory for a long time that Panini hoards its own stuff, which, if that's true, makes it even a more interesting situation where you have a crappy football class this year. All right. My opinion. Again, I don't get too into the college. Now we're getting into fantasy time, so I'm gonna start learning about all the rookies and stuff like that. But it's definitely not like the last few years. All right. I don't know how Kenny Pickett's gonna do, but last year you had multiple quarterbacks. The year before, you had multiple quarterbacks. 2019, Kyler Murray. If he plays like he gets paid, all right, and you got a lot of solid rookies in 2019, 2018, Lamar, Josh Allen, 2017, Patrick Mahomes. All right, even 2016. I mean, you got like Derrick Henry and guys like that, right? 2016, yeah. Dak Prescott, Ezekiel Elliott. I know Wentz is kind of falling out. And really, that's when the clearance stopped. It was 2016. 2015, I remember Topps lost the football license. So, I mean, like, you had, like, sticker dumps, like Field Access. Oh, my goodness. That was an interesting set. It was like 5 autographs per box. But, wow, some of the names. Like, random players. The most random players. You had some cool sticker dumps too, like when Topps did that online product with the rookie reprints, and you had like awesome Hall of Fame signatures. A lot of sticker autos. 2015 was really the last time you had clearance. And at the time, Mariota and Winston were kind of enough that it wasn't so bad. 2014. You could get some cheap boxes. 2013, I remember them dumping hobby boxes for like $35 that had pre-sold for in like about 50. So that's a significant percentage of a loss. So yeah, this is a market changer, and I mean, let's face it, it's going to cripple those distributors who they cut ties with. But from my understanding, they're targeting the largest abusers first. So, they say what goes around comes around. They've slashed me down. Man, look at all these National Treasures boxes. I got one freaking football box this year. All right. I think I got 2 baseball, and then I bought in just before they skyrocketed on an extra case. I ended up selling the case instead of breaking it. I kind of regret that because National Treasures is my favorite set. It's ironic because I really don't have bougie taste, but I just love National Treasures. Maybe because of all the memories. What does it do to Rob's show? Well, that's going to depend. I mean, they're not going to distribute, so they probably wouldn't put top stuff on there. I mean, Ivan's no longer there, so I think he's working on some sort of a side project, not in the podcasting area, but I think more on the tech side. Yeah, I don't know. It's a brave new world, and hopefully, we've built a nice little shop here, got a little clientele going. I know there's far more that we can do. I plan on doing things to support, youth sports. Yeah, and that too. That's the thing. He has a day job. He's got a family. You got to do what's best for you. It's not like he left the hobby. I don't know. I do think, though, that this is going to affect breaking the most. I do think this is going to affect breaking the most more than anything. That's how the cards come out. Everybody's, everybody's different. There's different kind of collectors. You got to do the things that are best for you. There are people in the hobby that just randomly like latch on to something somebody says and run with it into the ground. For those who say you should only buy singles, nobody should ever get into breaks. Well, that's funny. How do you think the singles got out there in the first place? Duh. This is something that over the last 10 years or so has revolutionized the business. I don't consider myself an OG, but I pretty much came up with the second wave. I mean, we've been doing this for over 8 years now. And it's a whole different hobby with breaks. It's a whole different hobby. All right. The thing that gets people all like bent out of shape is they don't think about necessarily what kind of breaks they get into sometimes when people, first jump in. They just, oh, let me try this. You see a retail break and it's like $4 for a team, and then you got to pay to get your cards shipped if you want them. So basically, you're throwing into the hat, and if you don't get $4 worth of, or $8 worth of cards out for your $4, then good luck with that. Then oh man, I spent $20 on 3 breaks and I didn't get anything. All right, so if you go to the store, right, and you're lucky enough to find a 20-something dollar box and you open it and you don't get crap in it, guess what? That's normal. It's a law of averages. Now, I saw a post on Twitter, oh, why did I buy 100, hangers of Heritage? And then they kind of flip the script and they say, I had 3 left in the car, and then they pull out this, low numbered short print Wander Franco that they just got back a PSA 10 on, and then they said, oh, that's why. It's a law of averages. And if you spend $20, there's been, I mean, it's almost like anymore a day doesn't go by before somebody ends up getting outed for doing something wrong. And I mean, I'm very thankful. I've been in this business 8.5 years, and we've never had any kind of a serious issue. Actually, we've never had any real accusation other than what's on Sports Card Radio, and he made that shit up because I talked about with somebody else, but I didn't realize how Twitter works with the intertwining of things. I responded to somebody's comment about how they shouldn't make videos where they're saying it's a fact that all the Luka autos are fakes because that's not good journalism. Because you don't know. There's also things reported that said that they're perfectly fine. And if you go look on, TriStar was selling things that had the autograph look the same exact way. So it's like, I just said, you want to allege something, then you got to use that word. And the guy was like, well, let me allege this about you, even though I don't know who the heck you are. And it's like, but as far as like anything serious, integrity is the most valuable thing you have in this hobby. I don't care if you got a card that's worth $1 million. If you do not have a clean reputation, all right, it hurts you. Although in this crazy world, those guys have become more popular because of it. I can't say I haven't done business with them either. I was at a couple shows in Tampa, and they picked stuff up. You know, they walk around with a lot of cash in their pocket. People accuse them of getting loaded boxes from the manufacturers. I don't think so. I think they just have so much product. It wouldn't surprise me if they figure a way to, certain products you can kind of figure, right? I would think. I don't know. I don't I don't smoke, so I don't have scales that weigh in grams. Okay, mine does just ounces to the tenth of an ounce. So it wouldn't surprise me if you have 20 cases, you can probably figure something out. You know, maybe they wholesale the other ones off. Maybe they do personals. It's true. Both of those words describe them: popular and notorious. When I was in Tampa, I was literally right across from them. They were in the Whatnot had a booth of multiple breakers just going on the whole show, or and they were busy the whole time, and they were doing their usual antics, and people were walking. I didn't know who they even were at the time. Is that sad? This is going back, but actually, that's not sad because they've only been around about a year, right? They got money. That's the one thing I don't have. I got all the integrity in the world. I don't have money. Not like that. But people were saying how annoying they were. Like 90% of the people were commenting, man, they're so annoying. That were making comments about them. The other 10% were starstruck. But they got a legion of followers. So they must be doing something right. They're getting the right product. They're doing the marketing. If you ever watched the movie Private Parts about Howard Stern, a certain percentage said they liked him and they wanted to hear what he had to say. An even bigger percentage said they hated him, but they wanted to hear what he had to say. So they are literally the Howard Stern of the breaking world. Except for Howard Stern actually entertained me, but still. So you can say what you want, but they are a huge driver on that platform. Huge driver. All right. Now, I will never sell out my customers, nor would I wear a crop top. I got to lose at least another 40 pounds before I could consider that. But, there's definitely a wave of change going on in the hobby right now. That's for sure. There's a wave of change going in the world. So, I mean, it's not like it's just limited to the hobby. It's everything. We live in a society that has, over the last 15, 10, 5 years, I hate to say it, but there's definitely a morality compass break that's happened somewhere down the line. And other people are just as strong with that as ever. I don't know. Somebody, it was actually there was a Twitter exchange yesterday that I had with somebody that exactly fits what you're saying here. Let me pull this up. So yesterday, this was Dr. Sports Antagonist. He said, with every new story coming out about all the companies, breaker scamming, I think most of us just assume every box breaker and company is scamming first and being honest second. Not all, but for most, this probably holds true. Now, I don't think it's most. But I will say that we've seen a lot of it, like people on Whatnot, like freaking out, like, I put these up at auction and they didn't go for what I thought I was going to. Well, you have 10 people watching you. That's why I'm on here instead of Whatnot. We've had a little bit more support for this on Drip. All right, I know the break's over, so we don't have as many watching on Drip right now, but I have better numbers on Drip than I do on Whatnot, even though Whatnot is supposedly where the money is. But I said the most valuable asset in this hobby is one's reputation. I've been running breaks over 8 years, and when something huge comes up, this is an important thing. When something huge comes up, I am just happy for the positive attention of hitting someone that card will bring. All right? So I'm happy that somebody's getting a good card, and people are going to say, oh, he got it there, because I'm going to post it. I don't know. I don't get many of the fanboy posts like some people do. Not making a suggestion, but maybe. No. But anybody who has even half a thought otherwise shouldn't be doing this. It's plain and simple. If you see a big, fat, juicy card in front of you and you're thinking, could I get away with, then you shouldn't be doing this. It's plain and simple. Just go back, buy boxes for yourself, buy singles for yourself, all right? And leave the breaking to somebody else. In order to be a breaker, you need multiple things. You need to have business sense. You need to understand the business of the hobby very intricately. You need to have camera presence. All right? You need to have personality. You need to have a voice. Unfortunately, the asthma problems have taken that over for me, but it'll come back. Don't worry. Yeah, and you know what? Sometimes you do things. Here's the thing. At that point in time, somebody got me for a couple full-size helmets. I mean, I didn't send it to them. They just didn't pay, which was kind of silly because the helmets were actually both winners, but I guess they didn't have the money. I don't know. The guy even wrote me an apology letter, and I'm just like, dude, you took food out of the mouths of my kids. All right, so... But, yeah, I think of this like a business. And at that point in time, right, I'm making so much money. All right, there's a thing called shrink, right? I worked in retail for a long time, and I worked especially in food industry where shrink is like, in grocery stores and stuff like that. Depending on what department, shrink can be a nightmare. And I set a goal of 0.5%. I will give people the benefit of the doubt up until the point where I get screwed for 0.5% of what I'm doing. And, lately we haven't been, although I got a couple that I'm a little concerned about. I haven't heard from in a while. I know one's having some personal issues. That was like $50. There's another one that's like $135. It's nothing major. But I mean, when you're doing, like, $30, $40, $50,000 a month, you get screwed for $500. It hurts because that's the part that's coming out of your pocket. I might only be making $4,500 out of my pocket into my pockets. The $500 does hurt, but it's not the end of the world. I ended up selling both of those helmets, and I didn't lose a dime. People screwed me for several $1,000s a year my first few years. All right. Yeah, one was Jim Kelly and one was Odell Beckham, which he was still, a big deal at that time. I think he was still with the Giants too. Um, yeah, spillage too is another term. So I'm thinking like that's a lot of money. Yeah, but when you're doing hundreds of thousands, it's not so bad. But it hurts because it comes out of your pocket. Well, I kept all the things in boxes. I would give them 18 months, 2 years, follow up with them. You know what happened with a lot of those cards? A lot of those cards were Patrick Mahomes rookies. He was only worth $2 as a rated rookie. Now he's worth a lot more. I didn't hold on long enough to really capitalize. Would love to have gotten the peak, what was it, 250 or so that they were getting about a year ago. But I mean, there was like optic Patrick Mahomes rookies. There was Dak Prescott. There was autographs, of all kinds of decent rookies. Pete Alonso. I mean, he was initially a $20 card. Somebody paid for the Mets. Didn't pay for the Mets. They didn't have a good break. All right. Well, the Pete Alonso eventually, went a thing, and then it went from a $20 card to like a $200 card, and then I sold it. So I mean, it is the principle of the matter. Absolutely. Don't take food out of my children's mouths. That's why I'm so pissed with GTS right now. It's not just cutting allocations. I mean, that gets me mad, but it is across the board. Um, but lying to me pisses me off. Don't lie to me when I'm trying to make a decision about money, because when it goes south, oh, I know she would have paid her bill in full. That was a risk that I took. And that was another one where, I mean, I took a pretty decent sized deposit on that. I took like 40%. She did not do as well as the bunch that I had delivered to her house like the month before that. She had a signature Satchel Paige. That's still one of my favorite all time hits. And I do remember. Um, she was always a contributor. Always a good spirit in the group. And she's still missed to this day. I did take a deposit on that. So even though I wouldn't say she skunked, but there was definitely a gap, I managed to fill the gap. Maybe not 100%, but I think there's still a couple like Vlad Jr. chromes that were in there and stuff like that. So I mean, eventually, I obviously I pulled that apart, but I knew what I was getting into. I knew that she wasn't doing well health wise, and wow, 4 years already. You're right. It was definitely pre-pandemic. Yeah, 2018. Um, I also knew that her being involved in the breaks was like I mean, I don't know for a fact you were closer to her than me, but I felt like it was like the one thing that was like distracting her from all that. And I mean, let's face it, she often picked the home teams too around here. So, um, I felt like, you know, I didn't want to be like I guess this was like my hobby deed for that year. I didn't want to be the guy to be like, all right, look, you know, I'm just I'm just gonna be like, you're going in the hospital. What if you die? Like, who does that? You know, I'd offered her a tab before. I was like, I need a deposit on this. All right. Well, that's good because that was the intention. You know, the intention was not get into the next. You know, because we used to fill 10 or 15 breaks, on the board at a time. So that would like spread itself out for probably the next 2 weeks. Um, so I figured it gave her 2 more weeks of that before we figured out what was next. And unfortunately, what was next was not what was hoped for. But um, I knew what I was getting into when I did that, and that's I couldn't do that right now. Oh man. Oh, it turned out to be a friend. I remember you said you thought it was like the neighbor that was a problem, like, which I could see that. I think I remember when I dropped the box off to her. I think there was like a broken window in the downstairs place. Uh, but yeah, so you gotta have integrity in this business, and you gotta do things for the right reason. I want you to get hits. When I say don't let those hits be misses, I mean I want to sell out. All right, not just because that's what gets money in my pocket. I do want that too, But if I hit something nice and I can make even more on it, that could be even better for me. Law of averages, things. Um, what I just want to be able to do is sell out the break, get you some big hits, get the next break up, repeat cycle. That's what I want to do. I used to just open boxes because most of the breaks sold out or one or two teams. And there wasn't as much, a big team used to be like 100, 125. Now if I do 12 box breaks, three case breaks, I mean, they get pretty, they can get pretty wild. I'll admit that. And that's why, a lot of times we would split the cases. Half case part one, half case part two. You can claim your team. If you get it back within the next day. Wanted to make it affordable. Not everybody can do a whole case, so I try to, balance that. But that is the goal. Let's get some more stuff ripping. So yeah, so I don't have much more voice, but what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna sign off here because I got nothing. My voice has not been good the last 2 days. Especially I wake up and it's like I can barely squeak out anything. I yawned and it was like a silent yawn. It was like and there was nothing coming out at the like it was weird. So I am gonna give my voice a rest And I'm going to set up the video for tomorrow with a tentative time of, I'm going between 9:30. Could be a little bit earlier. Could be a little bit later. Could be 9, could be 10. So I'm going to just set the video for tomorrow for 9:30. All right. And hopefully he can sell this thing out by the time we show that first hit. All right. So does anybody have anything for me right now? Did a little more talking than I expected, but we finally had some conversation going. So it's good. So we'll be back tomorrow night, and again, don't let those hits be misses. We're breaking tribute. All right, something big can come out. Finest. We had somebody in the shop buy a box of Finest, pull the Ken Griffey Jr. auto. All right, Finest is a good one for stuff like Mike Trout autos. Just saying. It wasn't the Red Sox. It was the Reds that got bought earlier. See, I couldn't see the whole thing because it got cut off. So here's what's left. One last time. Yeah, definitely. I'm taking care of myself the best I can. It's my voice that's the problem. Blue Jays 94.95, Padres 89.95, A's 74.95, Mets 89.95, Dodgers 64.95, Royals 99.95, Tigers 79.95, Nationals 99.95, White Sox 109.95, Red Sox 94.95, Orioles 69.95, and the Braves are 119.95. So that's what we got in the 6 box. And I'm just going to say a prayer that we sell some more teams off that list. That's all I got for now, and we'll rip you a new one soon. Good night, everyone.